welcome to my channel. My name is JoJo and this is JoJo Budgets. So today's video we are going to be doing our week 2 check-in for paycheck number 1 for the month of July. But before we get into that, I just want to take a moment to pause and to share with you guys how excited I am about reaching 100 subscribers. It just is so heartwarming to me to feel your love and support through your comments and your likes and your subscription to this channel. YouTube, this budget community, really has been a mentor for our family. We are new budgeters from September, and the knowledge sharing and the discovery that debt freedom is an option came from this community, and now to be a part of it and be able to spill our dirty laundry, share our family's journey, and not feel judged but feel supported for a topic I feel has kind of been taboo in our society and in our culture. But this platform has created a safe place to come and learn and feel supported, because finances, budgeting, debt freedom, none of that stuff is easy. But you guys are a support group. I consider you my support group, and I truly appreciate you. It's been something to keep us motivated and inspired and accountable, and it's made budgeting fun. Actually, for me, I look forward to coming on here and filming these videos and interacting with you all, and also having the opportunity to cheer you on, because I feel like we're all on the same journey. We're just taking different paths, and we can all come together and be there for each other to support one another, which is truly awesome. And I just wanted to let you all know how much I appreciate you and to tell you thank you. Okay, so now let's get back to our previously scheduled programming for this video. It's going to be, as I mentioned, the week 2 check-in. This document probably looks a bit different for those of you who have watched previous videos. It was looking a little ratchet before. Childcare, as I've mentioned, has been a moving target for us, just with quarantine, things being opened and closed, that sort of thing. So there was a lot of whiteout going on. So I just transcribed everything to a clean, new, fresh document. So now I'm going to go ahead and get you guys switched over to the transaction log, and we'll get started. Alright, so here we are at the transaction log. I have already filled out our transactions for the last week, just for the sake of saving time. Before I jump into the transactions and starting with the reconciliation of the transactions, I'm going to quickly walk you through the columns for those of you who are new. So this first column is a checkbox section so that I can make sure I have reconciled all of my transactions. Next is the date the transaction occurred, followed by a description of the transaction, how much it was for, how much is remaining from what I had budgeted based on that category, and then what category it fits into. And I do also color code my categories. So green is for income, pink is a bill, yellow is a variable expense, and blue is a sinking fund. So this was one from the week 1 for paycheck number 1, which that video was from last Thursday, and this is kind of my line of demarcation to separate these two. So now here we are starting week 2, which will cover the days from July 9th to July 15th. So you can see there are no check boxes in this section yet. And just for saving paper, I went ahead and carried them over, and then week 2 continues on down this sheet. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull in my weekly check-in sheet, and this is what I use to reconcile our variable expenses for the 2 weeks that each paycheck covers, because my husband and I get paid every other week. So here you can see last week we had our paycheck 1, the dates that that week was covering, week 1, and then today we're going to be doing week 2. All right, so I'm just gonna write here paycheck number 1. The dates that it is covering is July 9th to July 15th, and this is week number 2. So I just start at the top and work my way down. So our first one is groceries, and for those of you who have watched my previous videos, you know I like to use this remaining column. It just makes calculating a lot easier for me, because for some reason there is a disconnect between my eyes, my brain, and my fingers on the calculator. So first thing we're gonna do, and I tried to change the theme on my calculator because I had noticed that it was wavy, and for those of you I made seasick, I apologize. Hopefully this will work better. But I just take what I had budgeted, which is $400 for 2 weeks, subtract what is remaining, because we still had $56.97 remaining from groceries, and that tells me how much we spent in the last 2 weeks. And then I subtract what we spent last week, which was the $238.52. And so that tells me that this week we spent $104.51. So I'll write minus 104.51, and then we still had the $56.97 remaining, which is awesome, because if groceries and eating out has been a really hard one for our family to stick to. So I am very... Next up is eating out and entertainment. So I'll just find the last transaction that we had for that. And it looks like the last time we had an eat out and entertainment was pizza. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think I swap these two. So I accidentally put $125 for eating out and entertainment, and we actually only budget $100 for that category. So of course we're ripping out the whiteout. Let's see, so 112.10 minus 70. So that should actually be 42.10. Okay. So we'll put 42, and then the over budget amount is still the same. Okay, so next we're gonna do our household. So that one I budget 125. So I take 125 plus, let me see if you guys wanna see the calculator, plus the 45.73, and then minus the 77.43 that I spent last week, and then that tells me how much I spent this week. So we spent $93.30 this week on household. And then we were over budget by the 45.73. Okay. So next we are gonna go to gas, and I had told you guys during my Paycheck 2 budget video that I was considering decreasing our amount of gas, that because I'd noticed that we just were not using all of it, but we have been using it. It looks like we're actually over budget for this paycheck. So we're over budget by $9, so I budget $150. So $159 minus what I spent last week, $41.89. So this week we spent $117.11. Okay, and we were over budget by $9. All right, so next up is my husband. So we'll come and find him, and there he is. So $41.20, and I budget $40 for us. So he had spent $81.20 minus what he spent last week, $55.93. So he spent $25.27 this week. over budget by $41.20. Alright, and then I find me, so I was under budget by $1.87, and I told you guys that I'm going to be adding whatever I have remaining to a sinking fund just to save up when I want to make larger purchases. Like I'd be saving up for some lash serum, because yeah, the one I'm using right now is just not working out. And this week I had bought, so we count like any of our alcoholic beverages into our spending money. And I've really been enjoying these like seltzer water ones, which I'm normally not like a bubbly drink person, but they're pretty delicious. So I had spent some money on that, and then also to Ulta. I don't really wear like face makeup, but I wear mascara mainly. But I do like skincare, because if I am in my mid-30s, so I'm kind of trying to do some preventative stuff. And so I've been purchasing mainly like skincare things. I really enjoy following like I think it's the Korean skincare, where you do like multiple toners and stuff like that. So I'd gone to Ulta and bought a toner, and then I also had recently tried dermaplaning. And the razors that I had been using, they worked, but they just were not ideal. So I purchased some new razors from Ulta, and I'm hoping that they work out a little bit better, but we will see. And let's see, it's over by $9.62. And then with my daughter, let's see, where is she at? There she is. Pumpkin. Okay, so 31. Oh, she just heard me say her name. She was like, what, Mom? So she has been losing a lot of teeth. And so a lot of this was Tooth Fairy. So, you know, Tooth Fairy, she comes and visits our house. But it's pretty cute. She looks kind of like a little jack-o'-lantern, which is fun. She has some cute little freckles on her face, and so now with her little missing teeth, my husband and I were teasing her and saying, can you say she sells seashells by the seashore? And that was pretty funny. Okay, so let's see. And my youngest, he had spent $4.80, and this has really been all that he has spent. Okay, and so he still had $15.20 remaining. Our last category is going to be our unbudgeted. So this one, let's see, when was the last time we spent through unbudgeted? Oh, I think that one is over here. So I didn't really have a lot unbudgeted from this week, which is great. So I think it was just that one. So it was $5 for this week, and we had spent $59.97. Okay, so now what I'll do to figure out how much we spent this week, I'll just go ahead and add in everything. So we spent $456.29, and then now to see how much we have remaining. So we were over budget overall by $114.58 for our variable expenses. Now what we will do is take this and plug it into our budget sheet. Okay, so I am so sorry, you guys. My card was full again. I swear I'm going to pull it together. I am definitely not a technologically inclined person, so I apologize. thank you for being patient with me on this journey. That has been a learning process. So, it missed me recording, calculating our income. We did not have any green boxes on our transaction log for this week to show that we had any income this week to add. So I just went ahead and added our 2 paychecks to equal the $39.11.77 for paycheck number 1. And then I did also plug in our bills. So I'd taken out some cash to cover our babysitter, and then we'd also had our Apple bill, our Disney Plus that came out. So those have already been transcribed to here. And they're all in blue, which is a good sign. That means nothing was over budget. And then some more cash for our babysitter. We were, oh, you know what? That should be in red because we were over budget for that one. And my son, who normally goes to daycare, he was not able to go to daycare this week. So our babysitter ended up watching him, which thank goodness she is so flexible because, yeah, guys, this childcare thing, we're struggle bussing. Okay, so we were over budget for that. And then our electricity and gas, we were under budget there, which is great. I do always try to overestimate my fixed expenses just to leave ourselves a little bit of cushion. And then the timeshare, woo woo, we paid off this month. So excited about that. And then our cell phone, it's been coming in under budget, which I checked our account to make sure nothing funky had happened. So I don't know, I mean, I'll take it. So these have all been reconciled. I did want to, since we had a utility that came out, update our utility bill tracker over here for the month of July for electricity and gas. Our utility bill was the $154.48. Okay, so now that has been updated, and next what we will do is go ahead and add all of our fixed expenses together, and then I'll come back with the total. Okay, and I'm back. I have our total spent on fixed expenses for this month. We did come in over budget just because of that babysitter expense. So this time I'm going to remember to write it in red. Okay, so we spent $1,587.35 on our fixed expenses for paycheck 1. Now what we will do is plug in our variable expenses numbers. And there's going to be a lot of red on this one. So we were under budget on groceries. We spent a total of $343.03, which woohoo for us. Eating out, we spent $112.10. But you guys, yeah, just having the kids home and stuff, it is hard staying on budget. I feel like that's kind of a common theme is, you know, during the summertime, there's just more going on. Families are out and about, that sort of thing. So, I mean, with everything going on, though, that obviously has not been something, like we haven't been out and about as much. So who knows what our budget would be? Oh my goodness, if not. Okay, and then 31. Next was my son, my youngest. You know, he's always under budget. Just probably because if he can't ask for things all the time as much as the other kids do. Okay, let's see, $59.97 for unbudgeted. So we spent $1,029.58 on variable expenses for paycheck number 1. Okay, so now I do have the sinking funds category. There were no blue boxes, so nothing to fill out for week 2. So now what we get to do is figure out what we are rolling over to paycheck number 2. So to do that, I just take our actual income, so the $39,1177 minus our fixed expenses, $1587.35 minus our variable expenses. Oops, calculator keeps doing that. $1029.58. Okay, let me make sure I typed all these in correctly. Okay, so we will be rolling over $1,294.84 to paycheck number 2. So I will update that sheet to show the actual rollover, but first I want to update this debt table down here. So these are our debts. So far we have paid off 3 now, so our timeshare is paid off, our security equipment, and our home equity line of credit. So that is exciting stuff. We ended with $68,895.68 for the month of June, and our cell phone had come through. So now what I can do, everyone's been updated except for the cell phone. So as the bill clears, I just update this document so that I can keep a running track of where our numbers are. I do a quarterly debt and net worth assessment, which is more detailed, but this just helps keep us on task with our debt numbers and makes compiling the numbers a lot easier. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is update paycheck number 2. So there was a budget video last Friday showing how I put together this document, and I'm just going to update paycheck number 2 with the actual numbers for income, or for our rollover, which is the $1,294.84. And you know what? I forgot my pink pen, because your girl likes to color coordinate her highlighters with her pens because I'm extra like that. Hang on just a second. Okay, and I'm back. I have my pink pen. Let's go ahead and update our beginning balances, our beginning balance for the cell phone. So it is $899.91, and we'll go ahead and add together to see where we're starting in the middle of the month with our debts. So $3690.77 plus the $2151.79 and the big daddy student loan. This sucker is going to be our, oh, I put 51. So funny. That is going to be our next target, and I cannot wait to start seeing that come down. Okay, so $3690.77. We are doing a tsunami and avalanche method to pay off our debts, just because it pains me so much to see how much we pay towards interest. Yeah, it's 4.75% interest, and almost half of this minimum payment goes towards interest on this loan. It's crazy. But that will be no more someday. Okay, you guys, so that is going to wrap up this week 2 check-in and the close out of paycheck number 1. Everything has been filled out and reconciled and transcribed. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for your interest in my channel. And if you are not subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're enjoying the content of this channel. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. And I hope you all are having a wonderful week. This will be my only video for this week. We are going on vacation, And my oldest has his birthday. It's actually today, so the celebrations are starting. But I will be back to my 2 videos a week schedule starting next week. Every Thursday and Friday is when I post. So enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you next Thursday.